Alicia Butts with the CTV News Update. Prince George's police arrest a man in connection with the murder of his former girlfriend. The suspect is Kenneth Tillery. Police say Tillery fatally shot 52-year-old Tina Harvey in Riverdale Wednesday morning. It happened in the 6300 block of 67th Court. When police arrived, they found Harvey inside a car suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. She was taken to a hospital where she died. Tillery has been charged with first and second-degree murder. 51 Marylanders have died from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. That's according to the Maryland Department of Health. State health officials also report more than 2,600 confirmed coronavirus cases in the last day. This brings the total number of confirmed cases to more than 228,000. The Food and Drug Administration today says it will work quickly to authorize emergency use of the Pfizer COVID vaccine. This after a panel of federal advisors yesterday gave its approval. Meantime, the Maryland congressional delegation says distribution in the state must be fair and equitable. Lawmakers say health officials must consider COVID-19 racial disparities as they distribute vaccines. Help is on the way for Maryland families and businesses that are struggling due to pandemic-related issues. Governor Larry Hogan has announced a series of additional COVID-19 health and economic relief efforts. The governor has issued an executive order preventing small businesses from facing major increases in their unemployment taxes. Hogan's order also forgives $75 million in emergency loans that the state provided and turns them into grants.
These loans will be converted to grants, which will not have to be paid back. This will provide additional, much-needed relief to many of those small businesses so that they can stay in business and keep their employees on their payrolls.
Additionally, under the governor's order, $25 million has been earmarked to finance some 2,000 units of low-income housing. Prince George's County and surrounding jurisdictions have been awarded 2 multi-million-dollar grants to target health-related issues. County Executive Angela Alsobrooks made the announcement at a COVID-19 press conference yesterday. The first grant includes $23 million that Prince George's will use to increase behavioral health services. The second regional partnership grant will provide Prince George's and St. Mary's counties with $7 million to enhance diabetes care and prevention.
These grants will help offset the long-term harm caused by disparate access to health care, and they will also help ensure that in our recovery from this virus, we can improve the health and well-being of all of our residents so we never, ever find ourselves in this same position again.
The grants will be overseen by a coalition of hospitals and counties across southern Maryland. For the first time since 2017, applications are being accepted for the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program. The Trump administration has been trying to end the program for several years, but the effort was put on hold as lawsuits worked their way through the court system. The latest order by a federal judge in New York allows DACA recipients to get authorization to work for at least 2 years, and it also requires the government to accept new DACA applications. Attorney Marise Morales says her office has been swamped with new applications.
Right now, I'm getting numerous calls throughout the day from young people really looking to benefit from this finding, which it occurred last Friday. A judge out of the state of New York is essentially ordering the Trump administration to process these DACA, not only renewals, but even brand new petitions, because a lot of young people were afraid to even start the process during the Trump administration because they thought it would get stuck, and rightfully so, because even though the Supreme Court in late summer found that DACA was constitutional, the Trump administration refused to process any of these renewals, and it wasn't even taking in brand new DACA petitions.
There's sort of a time period where between now and this next court case is the best time to file.
That's correct. So as long as the petitions are in before that finding, they're going to be covered.
The DACA program started under the Obama administration. It authorizes immigrants brought to the U.S. as children to work in the country legally. Its images of the universe have inspired scientists and the public alike for more than 3 decades. This year, the Hubble Space Telescope celebrates its 30th anniversary, and NASA is marking the occasion by releasing 30 new processed images of star clusters, galaxies, and more, including some that can be seen from your backyard. Dr. Michelle Fowler says the images help understand where we all come from.
We knew that we probably actually did come from the process that forms stars. You know, stars forming in the night sky. Stars actually create most of the chemical elements that are in your body. And for example, carbon, oxygen, calcium, all of those things that make up your body, the only way the universe makes those is inside a star that then dies. And we knew that story. But to me, what Hubble did is it made it beautiful. All of a sudden you could see, almost as if you were standing right there, you could see these young stars being born. You could see dying stars unraveling, enriching our galaxy with all of the chemistry that makes us up. And it also showed us how the universe has changed over time. Some of the most distant things Hubble can see, the light has taken, this is incredible, the light has taken as much as 12 billion years to get to us. And that they're so far away, 12 billion years for light to travel. And I mean, light travels at 186,000 miles per second. But even at that speed, you're looking at something as it was 12 billion years ago. So the whole story of the universe, Hubble has this ringside seat, and we can just sit back and enjoy it.
To learn more about Hubble or to view its images of the universe, log on to nasa.gov/Hubble. Maryland received few reports of voter intimidation and harassment during the 2020 presidential election. According to the Capitol News Service, 27 complaints were filed with Attorney General's election hotline. One person complained that flyers were posted at a Montgomery County school warning non-U.S. citizens of legal penalties if they voted. Another complaint centered on several robocalls telling voters to stay home during the election. The chairman of the Prince George's County Board of Education is stepping down. Dr. Alvin Thornton made the announcement during Thursday night's school board meeting. Thornton, who was tapped for the spot 2 years ago by County Executive Angela Alsobrooks, said he was honored to have served. The retired Howard University professor submitted his resignation to Alsobrooks in a December 6 letter. An independent investigation into charges of a toxic culture at Metro's Rail Operations Center has concluded that allegations of racial discrimination and sexual harassment by senior rail officials are unsubstantiated. The transit agency released its report today after a 3-month investigation by a law firm. General Manager Paul Wiedefeld says the report exonerates 2 rail officials who are named in the report. Metro did acknowledge that the independent audit confirms the importance of culture change at the Rail Operations Center. Are you interested in pursuing a career in IT? If so, you might want to apply for Employ Prince George's Access to Education Scholarship Fund. The organization is partnering with 2U to offer a 65% tuition discount for career accelerating online boot camps at George Washington University. The classes start next year. They include coding, digital marketing, and cybersecurity. To apply, you must be a Prince George's County resident and a high school graduate.
We're full of IT companies. But we don't have the talent to meet all of their job needs, their employment needs. So we want to improve that pipeline. And if we're going to improve that pipeline and create diversity by having minorities, I don't see a better place than Prince George's County to take the best and brightest Black and brown community members.
You can apply now until December 31st. For more information, visit employpg.org. Prince Georgians are stepping up and giving back, all in an effort to make Christmas extra special for needy county families this year. Residents dropped off toys at the IKEA in College Park this morning. It was for the Prince George's Police Department's annual Toys for Tots program. If you couldn't make it out to IKEA, you have until Monday, December 14th to help out. Officers will be collecting new, unopened, and unwrapped toys at 8 of the county's district police stations.
It's an outpouring. Obviously, with the pandemic, a lot of people know there's a lot of people in need. You got kids that are distance learning, they can't get out the house. Toys for Tots is a way, to give them something, a normal Christmas,
The Toys for Tots distribution day is set for next Saturday, December 19th. With 3 straight wins, Washington football team head coach Ron Rivera likes the energy he's seeing from his players. With one of the younger teams in the NFL, he also wants his players to put that winning streak behind them.
After big wins, you can't pick up where you left off. You just can't, because if you do, then you're going to miss the little details. So I told the guys we had to pay attention to the little things. We had to pay attention to the details and start from the bottom, prepare ourselves for this week's game. Congratulations on last week, but let's focus in on this week. We've got to get past it.
It's just the extra effort plays. It's some plays late in the season that you weren't making in the beginning of the season. You know, guys running to the ball harder, guys taking the extra steps, doing the extra effort that it requires to not let a play that early in the season went for a touchdown. Now you have guys that are working harder, doing more, and I'm speaking defensively, that are stopping plays that we just didn't stop early in the season, and it's making a difference for our football team.
I don't really think there's any big secret to what we've been doing. I think we're just being consistent, and that's what a good defense is. I mean, if you go back to every game we played this year, there's been stretches where we played exactly, if not better than we play now, but we just haven't been doing it consistently. So I feel like that's probably the biggest difference between what we're doing now versus the beginning of the season.
What we did, how we played Monday night, doesn't guarantee we're going to do it again this week. We've got to do just like we did the previous week. We got to practice, we got to prepare, get ourselves ready, go out and play.
Washington will be on the road for Sunday's game against the San Francisco 49ers. You've probably heard the classic holiday tune, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Well, if you live in Bowie, Santa will be coming to your community tonight. That's right, Santa, along with members of the Bowie Volunteer Fire Department, will be out spreading some holiday cheer. For the past 10 years, the agency has been partnering with the Bowie Interfaith Pantry to collect canned goods for families in need. So Santa and his helpers tonight will ask you to donate canned items for the pantry. Organizers say this will give children an opportunity to see Kris Kringle in a socially distant way.
The need is even higher than it ever has been for people who need assistance with food or housing or anything. So we said, this is probably the most important part of this, even more so than it is in years past. Last year, we donated 17 grocery carts full of goods to the food pantry. I checked in this morning. We're making the 3rd drop this morning, and we're already have collected that much, and we still have 5 nights to go. So the donations are noticeably up.
Now until December 15th, residents will be able to spot Santa on a fire truck from 6:30 until 9:30 p.m. Residents can also track where Santa is visiting by going to BowieFire.org and clicking 2020 Santa Rides. If you're looking for ways to give back this holiday season, listen up. The county's library system is collecting greeting cards from residents for senior citizens living in nursing homes in Prince George's. The library is partnering with the Office of Emergency Management and Family Services now until December 15th.
With COVID, this is one of the groups that is most at risk and really having to hunker down and stay safe in an isolation kind of setting. So anything we can do, whether it's this or sending out books by mail, which is a program that we have at the library for seniors, or offering programs through phone access and online, we're here to serve in any way that we can.
If you would like to participate, email pr@pgcmls.info. Meantime, the library system says it's temporarily suspending curbside service December 19th until January 13th. Let's get a quick check on our weather forecast. Tonight, cloudy with a low around 45. Saturday, mostly cloudy with isolated sprinkles in the morning. Daytime temps reach a high near 62 and a low around 49 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 61 and a low around 40. Monday, mostly cloudy with a chance of rain. Temps reach a high near 45 and a low around 30 degrees. And that wraps up our CTV News update. I'm Keisha Betts. Have a good night.
It's so sad. It's not.